Hey guys, we are back with another live stream here on the channel. Um, do want to go over a few models. Um, so I'm just gonna make sure that live stream is working here. I'm gonna open up stream chat. So let's see who we have in here. Um, Earlier today, stream did not work. Well, it did work, but it was buffering. So we're back. So let me know where you guys are watching from. And I will start talking about the severe weather that will occur for parts of the Midwest, stretching down into parts of the Dixie Alley. It is a little bit late. It is currently 8:40 p.m. here on the East Coast. So I did want to go live a little bit later just to get our 18Z European model, if we even do have that European model. And yeah, we'll just hop right into it here, starting off with a GFS, and then we'll talk about the European model. So, the GFS shows, our 18Z shows a really amplified trough here. Um, it starts to get really negative as it pulls off the Rocky Mountains. But look at this, chat. We have a really strong jet streak here. Up to 121 knots at our 500 millibar level, which is pretty intense. Now, do keep in mind that this is off the ground. This is not surface level. This is really high up. In fact, it doesn't stop there. It strengthens a little bit. You could barely see it, but there is some dark blues that indicates 133 knot 500 millibar winds. That is really high up. Look at this negative tilt, chat. Look at this negative tilt. That is an extremely concerning for a trough in March. Typically, if we've seen this in April or May, this would bring up a lot more instability and a lot more moisture. Um, but all in all, this is still a trough that's gonna pull up pretty good moisture as well as some pretty good instability. Although I do think that the instability won't reach 1,000 joules per kilogram north of Minneapolis. I just don't think that's gonna happen. Um, I think the instability or the 1,000 joules per kilogram, I'd say that will go as far as north of. I think it'd go far north to St. Louis. I don't think it's gonna go into Iowa because I do think the GFS is being a little bit too aggressive on the instability going all the way far north. I just don't see a whole lot of that going too far north. If we take a look at our supercell composite, our supercell composite is pretty good, sitting around 3 to 5. Isolated areas into southern Missouri into northeastern Arkansas could be up into the 3 to 6 range. So let's take a look at our trough again. I want to see something here. You see this negative tilt, right? Appendage. So this will bring up a lot of fuel for storms to grow upscale and become really significant. Now here's the deal. How far that instability and moisture goes is yet to be known. But the idea is that we're going to see severe weather no matter what. It's just how significant where the placement is, and also the timing of the trough. Because look at this. Look at this, chat. On Friday, 21Z, March 14th, the trough is located on the Nebraska, Iowa, or not Nebraska. Yeah, Nebraska and Kansas state line. Right there. Right there. That is 21Z, Friday, March 14th. And this is the 18Z GFS. If we take a look at the European model, see if we have our 18Z. Nope, not our 18Z yet. Well, so this is 21Z. Our trough is considerably away from our from the GFS, because the GFS, remember, it was located on the Kansas-Nebraska state line right there. Now it's considerably farther down to the southwest into parts of southwestern Kansas, stretching into northwestern Oklahoma. So we'll need to watch that. Our trough is a little bit slower on the European than it is on the GFS, because the GFS has it speeding up, and that'll lead to more of a more significant threat. And then on the GFS, or on the European, my bad, excuse me, the European has it more slower, which would indicate more of a nocturnal threat, which would be really, really not a good scenario. So either way, this storm will be shaping up to be a really dangerous one. Again, I'm not going to overhype anything. I'm just spitting out some stuff I see on the models. I do see a trend. There is different low placements here, surface low placements. One from GFS to parts of the Kansas, Nebraska state line, and the one down to southeast or southwestern Kansas. So we need to watch that. Does the European lean more toward the GFS, or does the GFS lean towards the European? We'll see. This is the 12Z European, though. Do keep that in mind. That is the 12Z European. What we just looked at before the European was the 18Z. So let me look up on Stream Chat here. Yo, what's up, Pete? What is up, Dominic? Glad to see you guys in here. So if you guys are just tuning into the stream, consider subscribing to the channel if you're new. Also, let me know if this stream is lagging. Let me know so that I know how well the stream is. But yeah, that is the European, and let's see how much instability the European has here. Wow. Now I don't see this much instability being, well, I take that back. I do see this instability. Actually, I actually see this being realistic, although I don't think we'll see this much instability into parts of eastern Texas. Now, again, the European is much slower, so that's why the European has a lot of our severe threat more to the west, rather than what the GFS says that's to the east. Good so far, seems good for me. Alright, so I guess my computer just needed some rest, if you wanted to call it that. But yeah, I'm glad it works. I'm glad the stream works. Stream quality, stream health, if you want to even call it that. But let's take a look at some soundings here. We'll take a look at some soundings, starting off with the GFS. I'm going to start on Friday. Saturday's a whole nother topic for later in the stream, but for right now, we're going to be taking a look at Friday. So, this is 12Z. We'll go to 18Z, our recent model data here. We'll take a look at, we'll go to instability. Let's see. We'll pull one, Central Arkansas. We're going to pull one, Central Arkansas. We're going to pull one, southeastern Louisiana. And then we're going to pull one, for parts of southwestern Louisiana. So, starting off with the Central Arkansas. Our HOTO, what sounding? Okay, that sounding is, okay. Hold the phone. We'll pull in southeastern Missouri. Wow. Okay. I do think southeastern Missouri might be the bullseye here. Just want to see where everything lines up because our cap is building in. You know what? I'll pull one in northeastern Arkansas. All right, so we got two soundings here, starting off with. Okay, so I do see a large photograph, which is concerning for tornadic supercells. Let's see. We've got a crap ton of an EML. My goodness, guys. That is an EML and a half. Pretty good instability, pretty good lapse rates for at least yeah, pretty good lapse rates. Let's see, SRH doing pretty good, shear doing pretty good, analogs got one matched. Let's see, good veering, veering with height at least. Yeah, good veering with height. Storm Slinky, 69 degrees. Typically, you want it to be at 75. Yeah, an EML is an elevated mixed layer. EML, elevated mixed layer. Which is, so an EML is basically dry air between the 500 millibar level and the 700 millibar level. And as you can see, we do have that. You see where the green goes farther away from that red right there? The green is dew points. The red is temperatures. And as that green goes away from the red, that is your EML between the 700, that number you see there where my cursor is, and the 500 millibar, where that number is. What's up, Weston? I'm glad to see you in here. Where is the sounding taken? Okay, so this is southeastern southeastern Missouri. I looked at all the models. Low pressure sits farther to the west. Each run that comes in. Yeah, I do see that, and we were just talking about that, Weston. But yeah, let's hop right back into it here. What else do I notice? I do know that the cap is building in, so I'm pretty sure we'll have mature storms by then. I'm sure that the cap wouldn't really matter. Let's take a look at our south or northeastern Arkansas. I do notice that our hodograph is not really enlarged, so our supercells wouldn't be as large here. But look at that EML, chat. We got a really good EML here. Not a lot of veering with the other sounding. Not as much veering with this sounding as we did with the other one. So I will note that our most significant tornado threat looks to be a little bit farther north. But yeah. Now Saturday. We gotta talk about Saturday too. Yeah, Saturday is looking somewhat concerning too as well. We'll go to southeast for this one. So what you see here, right here, chat, this is pretty darn concerning. Pretty darn concerning to say the least. Now, instability looks phenomenal. Supercell composite looks phenomenal. Lapse rates look pretty good. Low level lapse rates, a little bit of an issue, but that won't matter. We're still 6.3 to 6.8. So, SRH, pretty good also. Now, is this environment favorable for supercells? Yes. Because look how large the warm sector is. Look how large this warm sector is. Stretching from central Alabama, going to central Alabama, all the way to central Louisiana. That's like 300 miles worth of a warm sector. Now that is pretty concerning. I do want to take a couple soundings. Just gonna pull one there, grab one farther to the north, and we'll grab one for parts of Mississippi or Louisiana. All right, wow. I do see in a large photograph a little bit of an EML. Wow, no temperature dew point spread, which is pretty crazy. Good veering with height, 74 degrees, storm slinky, instability looking pretty good, lapse rates looking pretty good, SRH looking pretty good. Shear looking, yeah, this sounding is pretty darn crazy. Pretty darn concerning to say the least. Now let's take a look. Wow, that is a wonky photograph, probably a little bit contaminated. Okay, now that wow, this is much better. Well established EML. I will say it's not as strong, but it is definitely strong. 73 degree storm slinky, enlarged photograph, PDS Tor sounding, a lot of supercell analogs here. We got pretty good instability. Actually, really great instability. Our capping is building in, but like I said, our storms will probably be mature in our warm sector. Wow, chat, look at those lapse rates. Look at that. 7.8 surface to 3 kilometer lapse rates. That 7.8 is absolutely wild for Dixie Alley. You do not see that every day in Dixie Alley. Veering with height is actually pretty good as well. So all in all, Friday and Saturday do look to be really significant. Significant in your thumbnail as well. Yeah, it kind of is, to be fair. I was second guessing myself on that, Mr. Storm, but I will say models are uptrending a little bit. Because look at this trough. I will show the trough again. This is a definition of a negatively tilted trough. Now, here's the deal. I see people, a lot of people, on social media platforms saying that this setup looks similar to March 31st. However, I do notice some, quote, some similarities. The negatively tilted trough is similar to March 31st. The exact placement is not similar. The instability is not similar. There's a couple of similarities. It's not all the same though. People get confused. This will not be like March 31st. March 31st was one of the crazy severe weather events that I have seen in my life. But I wasn't old enough. I was like 3 or 4 years old for the April 27th, 2011. I didn't know weather. In fact, I got into weather when I was like 6, 7. So, let's see. Has anyone else noticed the farther west shift in low pressure? Which frame is that? Weston. Kind of curious. What frame on the GFS shows that? Also, I'm gonna go over the outlooks here. Excuse me. Actually, we'll go to weatherwise because we could get a better depiction of our slight risk. Let's see. Oh my goodness, that is a large slight risk. So this is for day 5, I do believe. So this slight risk goes. Okay, let me turn that down. So the slight risk goes from Lake Charles and Livingston, Texas, and Louisiana, all the way to, let's see how, dude, this thing goes all the way near Dubuque, Iowa. Now that is absolutely wild, Chad. This is a really large uh, slight risk. If they were to add a slight risk, or I mean enhanced, if they were to draw an enhanced risk for severe weather, I'm not going to say they're going to add it tonight or later tonight. I'm not going to say they're going to add it tomorrow. At some point, I do believe an enhanced risk will be issued in this general vicinity right here. If we get an expansion, it will be a little bit to the west. I don't think it'll include Dallas. It'll be a little bit further west. So, okay, no, I don't want to, nope. Can I please close this? Okay, there we go. So I will answer any other questions in the chat if y'all have any. The GFS is pulling too far northeast. Stream is bugging? No, stream is not bugging. That was a voice crack. Chat, I think we should put up a voice crack counter. What do y'all think? Also, is my thumbnail looking too clickbaity? I feel we get a expansion west tomorrow. Yeah, I could see that. Now, we'll go into day 6. Or day 6. Or day 7, my bad. Not, yeah. Day 7, we have another slight risk. Stretching from Baton Rouge and New Orleans, all the way, barely reaching Nashville. So the whole state of Alabama, in fact, is under the slight risk. Like, barely, like all of Alabama. That's not an exaggeration. I also want to check up on radar. To check up on our storms. And yeah, wow, we do have a severe warning in effect. Yeah. Also, we do have a flash flood warning in effect for parts of Tallahassee. And the rain has almost tapered off for many in that flash flood warning. Interesting. But let's check up on these storms in the Gulf and see what they're doing. Yeah, not much rotation. Not much to watch for. So let's take a look back at our models here. Let's say, okay. I do want to take a look at Wednesday's event because that looks to be somewhat of a severe weather event. I'm gonna look that up on our NAM model and see what that says. Yeah, yeah, Wednesday doesn't look all that significant. In fact, it's all capped. It's all capped. Yeah, we'll just see a full-on capped environment here for Wednesday. Yeah, no initiation whatsoever. But if you're just tuning into the stream, consider subscribing to the channel. Also, if y'all have any other questions in chat, please put them down. You know what? We could put in well, what do you call it? Uh, there we go. We'll pull that in a. We're gonna put that in a playback here. If anybody has any other questions. If nobody has any other questions, we'll probably end off stream in 2 minutes. Alright. We are back here. So, doesn't look like anybody has any other questions. So, we'll probably just end off the stream. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sure I answered a lot of people's questions. And yeah.